Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about EC2 purchasing options. So there are many of our options are available here. So the first one is on-demand instance, reserved instances, scheduled reserved instances, spot instances, dedicated host and dedicated instances. So what are these types and how can we achieve these instances? So on-demand instances. So what are the on-demand instances? On-demand instances are like basically whenever you launch, click on the EC2 launch instances. At that time, whatever the fee will be applied to you, it is like pay as you go. So whenever if you go for the on demand, it will be charges as if you have used for the 30 minutes or 28 minutes or for the 1 year. At that time it will charge according to you. So that are the on demand instances. So in that you don't get any discount or any other things available for the costing. So if you want to make any cost effective, so you can use the reserved on any other instances. So basically on demand is like whatever the time you to take the instances, at that time only you have to pay. That's it. So this is the on demand. So on demand we regularly in the tutorials I have showed you like how to start the instance and stop. That are the all of the on demand instances. So the next one is like reserved instances. So sometimes if you say I want the instances for like 2 or 3 hours only, so at that time it will show you. If you go on demand instances, it will give the for the 2 hours costing. Let's suppose I am not telling about the exact cost, but let's suppose we assume that for the 1 hour it will charge as 100 rupees and for the 2 hour it will charges you about 200 rupees. So if you go for the on demand instances, it will take you as like 200 rupees. But for the reserved one, so what exactly reserved one do? You have to go in the reserved one and just tell for watch time from start time to end time, what at for this duration you want the instances. It will allocate the specific instances for that time and it will save up to 75%. So let's say, but 100% there will be a discount. Like if you are giving 200 rupees for the 2 hour or in on demand, the basically it will be always less from the 200. I'll not give the exact or a guarantee that it will give the exactly 75% discount, but if you assure that from it will give the discount like 150 rupees we have to give. So I'll not give the assurance, but it will take as like 150 you have to give. That's it. So that is the reserved for the reserved instance. Scheduled reserved instance. So there is a type of like reserved instance and scheduled reserved instance. So sometimes you want the instance anytime, means whenever the AWS you have given the AWS the duration, it will give you whenever the free slots are there, or it will tell you. But if you want the scheduled instances like from now 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. this time you want, and if you start it on what we say, if you in the morning only, if you schedule like okay for every day or for this single day or every day, so that purpose you can use the scheduled reserved instances. So it is like the purchasing instances are always available on the specific recurring schedules, like whenever you want at that time only, like 6 to 8. Just giving an example, but if you want from 6 to 8, it will always give you from 6 to 8 instances. In this also it will the cost effective one. So you can also having means like save the financial for this. So these are the scheduled reserved instances. What are the spot instances? Like If you want like if you want just try or just a tutorial or just want to check if you have developed something, but if you want to just check but not on the on demand, but just what we say, there is one application and how the application will look like on instances, what are the functionality you have to check. So at that time you can use the spot instances. So this is the like most effective cost effective instances in AWS. It's like it is saving like 90% like on the on demand, but not guarantee about the 100% it will give you 90%. But sometimes if you say like from 2 to 3 days I want this spot instances, so at that time you can take that you will get the 90% like that. So this is the difference between the reserved and the spot instances is like reserved one is like it is reserved for this to this time only. Spot instances is like I want this instance for this specific use, but if the AWS wants like okay, our from the AWS side that their instances are less, means there is a high traffic or there is a high usage. So spot instances AWS will send you one mail that within the 10 minute we will close the instance and you have to submit, means you have to close or you have to delete your data. So at that time AWS will take the instances back. So that's why this is the it is like it is giving a free, means where are the free server are going on or the free instances are there, it will allocate you. And if there is a need that okay, the AWS there is a high usage of AWS servers, so they want their instances back to give to serve other customers like on demand instances. At that time it will send you just a mail like we'll going to stop these instances, so and we'll going to end this and we'll going to give this to others. So that at that time spot instances are basically used. So in this time you will also, means 100% it will show get you the discount above the 50%. Like I have personally used that system. It has given me till the 80 to 90% of the discount. I will not tell you the exact amount, but like if on in the on demand if you get that 200 rupees for the 2 hours, in the resort one if you getting the like 150 rupees for the 2 hours. But in the spot instance I'll assure, me like it will always be less than 100 rupees, means not the exact amount, but try to understand like 50% the it will give the you the discount like that. So for just for the 2 hours if you want to use you can use 100 rupees, but whenever the AWS want it their instance back, you have to immediately close that instance or you have to delete that data because it will take back their instances back. So these are the spot instances and difference between the resort instances. The next one is like dedicated host and dedicated instances. So these two are basically like dedicated host is like physically server with EC2 instance capacity fully dedicated to your use. Pay for the physical host, means whatever you like to do you can do on that server, means any of the changes you want to do, any of the fully hardware like changes you want to change you can do, or any type of, it's basically like when you are having our laptop, it's like similar like on a cloud we are having a similar like that. So if you want to change any of the thing you can change. And the dedicated instances are like in the some of the software you have seen that like the Adobe or what we say AutoCAD or a Proteus and the or the high-end softwares. So as they are high-end softwares, but you have to install that on a instances. but whenever we start or stop the instances, that IP changes, the hardware changes, then many of the terms are there and that changes. And at that time, what will happen? They give the subscription as only for the one hardware, and that is like you have heard like the Mac ID. So that ID, it takes the ID and it has locked that ID. So if you take on the on-demand instances for this high-end software, it will be locked, and it whenever if you want that instance, you cannot access that uh, software for that. So what the AWS is providing you like dedicated instances. Dedicated instances like if you want, I want that software, that high level software to be run on the instance because my system is doesn't work because of the less RAM, less capacity, but my instances are doing that. For that time, dedicated instances are used. So at that time, what happened? It has used Mac ID, and all that ID will be always same for that instances. Whenever you stop or on it, restart it, whatever you want to do. But at that time, it will also be fixed like okay, this only from this instance only it will start for the specific, like there are from A to N number of instances, and the instance number like D. This D instance is dedicated for this dedicated instances. So whenever you stop or start, it will always start this D number of instances. So that is like dedicated instance. It is having the charges more than on demand, but if you want the specific only, so this is the very useful like for the companies or a so person, like if you want to use that software designing or any other thing high-end softwares, at that time dedicated instances are used. So these are like the EC2 purchasing options. So if you have any doubt, you can comment below. Thank you.